With Home Sweet Home Alone now on Disney Plus, it is time to rank all 6 of the Home Alone films from worst to best. Let's get started. Welcome, movie watchers. Thank you guys for stopping by my channel. Today we're ranking all 6 of the Home Alone films, including the newest one, Home Sweet Home Alone on Disney Plus. Let me know in the comment section down below, how would you rank all 6 of the films? Have you seen all 6 of the films? If you have, I'm truly sorry for your loss of time. So coming in at number 6 is Home Alone 4, Taking Back the House. Not only is Home Alone 4 the worst Home Alone film, it is one of the worst films I have ever seen in my life. I'm highly contemplating not returning this DVD that I rented from the library, just paying the fine so no one else can watch it. The young kid in Home Alone 4 is Kevin McAllister. The problem with it is it's set in 2002, I believe, where the last one, Home Alone 2, was in the early 90s. The time difference is completely off. They change all of the characters. Marv returns with his girlfriend. Time difference is so off, and Kevin McAllister is 9 years old in this movie. The direction, the casting, the dialogue, it is so off. There's so many up close scenes of everybody dancing, putting Christmas lights on the tree. It is horrible to look at. And French Stewart is a pretty talented actor, but in here, there's nothing interesting about this character. It does not feel like Marv at all. Everything about the plot and Kevin going to his father's house because his mom and dad are said to be divorced and there's this prince coming. It's just a ridiculous plot filled with over-the-top sequences that just make no sense. It's not funny. It's horribly directed. One of the worst films I have ever seen. Coming in at number 5 is Home Alone 5. This one went to ABC Family, which is now Freeform. So it is one of the it's the first one to go straight to television. Home Alone 4 was straight to DVD. And surprisingly, the quality for this one is a lot better than Home Alone 4. The plot is a little ridiculous. The young boy thinks that there is a ghost in his house, but really it's 3 people trying to break into the house. We have Malcolm McDowell in the film, which was surprising to me. This was the first time I saw it, and it's surprised that he showed up. It's not absolutely terrible, but it's nowhere as near as the first Home Alone film, or even the ones coming up next. It's just kind of lazy and lackluster. There's not really many entertaining sequences. The cast is kind of just bland. No character is interesting, from the bad guys to the young kid in here. Everybody just kind of gives a really dull performance to where it doesn't really make it an exciting film to watch, even if it is Home Alone, and even if it's trying to mirror other Home Alone films, it just comes off as pretty cheap. Yes, I know it is released on television, so there's only so much they can do with it, but it's just kind of a bland film. Coming in 4th place is Home Sweet Home Alone. This is the most recent Home Alone film, and I thought it was pretty decent for what my expectations were. I was looking forward to the film, and I saw the trailer and said, this is going to be absolute trash. It's not. I've seen it twice now, and I like the choice to really switch up the story and have our supposedly bad guys be the heart of the story, really feel like a main character. You're able to kind of feel sorry for them because all they want to do is get this doll back from Max's house, and Max thinks that they want to break in to steal him, so he wants to protect himself. Just a movie of confusion. I liked the couple in here. I thought they were pretty entertaining. There's some slapstick humor that works. There's a lot of homage to the original film. Buzz, the older brother, returns in here as a police officer. The score is reminiscent of the first film. So there's a lot of things that are paying tribute to that first Home Alone film. But switching up that story is pretty fun. I don't think Max is one of the best Home Alone characters there is. He's a cocky kid that's often rude to people, so it makes it hard to really care about the character. But other than that, I think it's a pretty decent film, but not the best one, but a solid film. Coming in third place is Home Alone 3. Now, I understand why people were so frustrated with Home Alone 3, and I understand, but the reason for it being so high on this list is it's one that I grew up with. I had the VHS for this. I watched this constantly. Just watched it the other day on Disney Plus, and I can remember every single sequence. But this film, I think the moments with the bad guys and this high-tech plot and having the government involved is really obscure and just pretty pointless. There's no chemistry amongst the four main bad guys in the film. They don't really offer anything new to the table. There's nothing remotely entertaining about it. It's fun to watch them get hurt. It's pretty entertaining. And ironically, this is probably the most believable Home Alone film. The kid gets sick, the mom stays home, but she has to go to work, so she leaves her kid at home. He sees some bad people, calls it in to the police, and it's just a false alarm. The most believable one. They really utilize that, the kid being sick and having it happen throughout the day, and no one really believes them. So those moments I do think are pretty believable. The end is a lot of fun. There's a lot of time to set up these traps, going to different houses and everything. I just think the reason to have these bad people there and what they are searching for is pretty ridiculous. It tries to be very serious at times with its score and what is being involved with the government and all of that. I just think it's pretty stupid, but I do enjoy the film. Coming in second place is Home Alone 2: Lost in New York. While I don't think Home Alone 2 works as well as the first one did, it's still a very enjoyable film. Seeing Kevin return is an absolute delight. I love the score. I love the characters. Harry and Marv are still amazing in the film. I could watch Harry and Marv get hurt all day long, and it'll be the funniest thing I see. I think it's very ironic that Kevin meets up with Harry Marv in a whole nother state, New York City, and they do essentially what the first film did. I really don't believe it, but they make use of the hotel, a lot of fun. Having Rob Schneider in the film, pretty solid cast in here. New York's a pretty busy place, so they make sure to keep the movie constantly going. Growing up, I always wanted to visit Duncan's toy store. Not sure if it was real or not, but I always wanted to go there. Just this film is, it's entertaining. It tries to do exactly what the first film did. It doesn't have that charm like the first film did, but the slapstick humor is definitely there. The characters are still a lot of fun, and exploring different territories is really entertaining. But coming in first place is Home Alone. The first film is one of my favorite Christmas films. It's one of my favorite films too. It's just pure magic. Kevin McAllister is such a likable character. Macaulay Culkin was a great child star. Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern are so good in here. Their screams, how they get hurt, the stunts, it's so fun to watch. I could listen to Daniel Stern scream all day. It's really entertaining. But I never thought Joe Pesci would be in a family fun film like this, but he makes the role work. They get lost into this role. They have such great chemistry, very iconic roles. The score is absolutely beautiful. I love listening to the score of this movie. It gets me right into the Christmas mood. Home Alone is just one of the best films I've ever seen. One of the best Christmas films. It's a lot of fun. It gets emotional towards the end. You see that character development for Kevin, where he's really enjoying being alone, but then he starts to realize things about family and life and himself, and then regrets his decisions that he made prior in the film. And then his family returns and he's all very happy. And so you get to see that nice character growth throughout the film, and seeing him stand up and protect himself as well. It's just a lot of fun. So there you guys have it. All 6 of the Home Alone films ranked worst to best. How would you rank all 6 of them? Let me know in the comment section down below. Would you like to see any more Home Alone films in the future? Stay tuned for more up and coming content like this. My name is Just Watches Movies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.